Hi there, it's John from Happy Talks. Welcome to today's video. In yesterday's video, I talked about why you feel fear. Why it's either a present danger that's in front of you right now, or an imagined future danger. I want to talk about the imagined future dangers mostly because when you are imagining future fearful scenarios, we're constantly setting up our stress reaction. And that's the first thing I want to talk about today. So, hope you enjoy. Okay, I want to talk about how fear impacts your body. It sets off something called your stress response. So you sense a threat or a danger and it sets off your stress response or your fight or flight response. So imagine you're walking through a jungle, okay? Thousands of years ago. It's a nice sunny day, nice and peaceful, you're nice and relaxed, everything's great. And suddenly you hear a rustle in the bushes. Now you know there's lots of things out there that could eat you. So immediately what happens is your brain does a really fast calculation. Oh my God, threat or a danger. And it sets off your fight or flight response, which is a natural reaction to perceived danger. And this is very important. To perceive is very important. There doesn't have to be a wild animal in the bushes. All you have to do is think there might be. So it sets off your fight or flight response, first of all through your sympathetic nervous system, raises your heart rate, gets ready to pump blood to your muscles in order to get you into action, to get to safety, to get out of there. Raises your respiration rate, your lungs take in more oxygen, put into your blood, pumped around once more to get you ready for fight or flight. Your veins constrict, push blood to your legs, to your arms, once more to get you ready to get to safety. Your endocrine system, through your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys here, they release adrenaline and cortisol. These are two hormones that set off a cascade of reactions throughout your body. Now, all this is great. It's to get you out of danger as fast as possible. So, the whole reaction is based around, first of all, the alarm, the recognition of danger or potential danger. The second part is called resistance. It's the time you're in that mode, in fight or flight. That can be anywhere from 20 minutes to 60 minutes. It's a short time. After that, you're absolutely exhausted. Your body is completely flattened out. So you've got to safety, now you need to rest and recuperate and get your energy back. So the important thing about this reaction to remember is it's a very short-term reaction. Now, if you go back to yesterday's video when we talked about real or imagined dangers, if it's a real danger, you need to react fast and get out of there and then it's over. But if it's an imagined danger, like what's going on at the moment with the coronavirus, you can be imagining awful things all day long. Maybe you're looking at, social media, Facebook. You're seeing all the other people's fears about this, and they're posting all sorts of fearful scenarios about things that are going on in the world, and you're buying into that, and you're just getting stuck in it, and you're getting more and more fearful. Watching Sky News, repeating what's happening, repeating hour by hour what's happening. Once more, getting stuck in that can get you really, really in a hole, generating a lot of fear. So you can imagine fearful scenarios all the live long day, right? So then what's happening? Well, this reaction is still being set off, but it's been set off on a continuous basis, not just for short term. So if you're in this reaction, a stress response on a continuous basis, and it may not be to 100%, but it could be 30, 40, 50% over the long term, it's very bad for you. You're going to be completely exhausted. Your body is going to be completely depleted all the time. And that's not what you want. Okay, so now you know your fear sets off your stress response. And all different things happen in your body. And that these are good over the short term because they help equip you to get to fight or flight, to get yourself to safety from danger as fast as possible. But what happens if you're feeling fear on a continuous basis? Like at the moment with the coronavirus, you can have all sorts of fearful scenarios picked up from all sorts of places about what's happening. So you're feeling fearful a lot of the time. So you're setting off your stress reaction a lot of the time. So what are the symptoms that happen in your body when this happens? Well, they're the same symptoms that happen in the short-term stress reaction, but they're elongated over the long term. And while they have a huge impact in the short term, the long-term impact is way worse. So, what happens? One of the things that happen is your heart rate increases, like we talked about already. Your blood pressure increases. Your respiration rate increases. And all this is to help pump blood through your system as fast as possible with as much oxygen as possible to get you to safety, out of danger. That's okay in the short term, but it has a huge wear and tear effect on your body over the long term. Your cardiovascular system suffers huge wear and tear, and this is bad for you in the long term health-wise. Also, in the short term, you put into a state of alertness to get you ready to fight or flight. Over the long term, this alertness though can cause problems because, well, you can't sleep at night. You lie in bed, unable to get to sleep, your mind is racing, you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you can't get back to sleep, and that will wear you down over time. Muscle tension. Your muscles get really tense in fight or flight because you have to be ready to do something, to run, to fight, to climb a tree, whatever it takes. So that's okay in the short term, but over the long term, it can cause you aches and pains, knots, tension, headaches, a whole host of things you don't want to have. Also, wearing down your energy over the long term. Another important thing that happens in the short term fight or flight is your digestive system slows down. If you've been chased by a bear, you don't need to digest the food you ate an hour ago. So that energy is diverted to getting you out of there, to run, to fight, whatever you need to do. And this can cause problems in the long term because if your digestive system isn't working properly, you're not digesting your food, you're not getting the right nutrients, you're having stomach problems, also, killing your energy. Another important thing that happens is your immune function is reduced over the long term as well. Because, well, if you're being chased by a bear once more, you don't need to be able to fight off infection in that moment. It's not important. So that energy is diverted to fight or flight. Over the long term, your immune function is running lower. That's not good for you, especially at the moment. You feel agitated and irritated a lot of the time, unable to relax. It's because you're in a high state of alertness. It's a very, very difficult, kind of uncomfortable feeling a lot of the time. It also saps your energy. So you wind up with very low energy over the long term because your energy is being constantly taken from you by your fight or flight response. So a constant state of fear results in a low level of energy. Now, why is that important? Well, because in this time, we need to be feeling as physically and as mentally well as possible, as we can do. Because in order to get through this crisis, we're going to have to look after ourselves, look after our families, make sure everything's good. And if our energy is too low, then we're not going to feel good, we're not going to feel like we're able to do that, and we're going to feel more and more fearful. It's become a decreasing spiral into lower and lower, more fearful places, lower energy. So we're going to break out of that spiral. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can do that. Thank you for watching today. Please join me again tomorrow when we're going to talk about how to maximize your energy and minimize your fearful thoughts. And so keep yourself as physically and mentally healthy as you can at all times. See you then. Thank you.